With more extreme weather threatening communities, prompting emergency alerts and evacuations, people are wondering whether they'd be ready to leave.
We know it's not going to be great this summer. We live pretty far south, so we've thought about it and thought of mental checklists of, oh yeah, if we're leaving the house, we need these things, but haven't really put a pack together.
Recently, we've had to deal with a lot of fires around our home. We live in the county, so I have a whole bag ready to go with extra clothes, photo albums, anything that's really important to me, just ready to go in case we need to evacuate.
Thousands of people across Alberta found themselves in that position during the intense wildfire season of 2023. Wildfire evacuation orders meant some couldn't go back home for weeks or even months. Others didn't have a place to return to afterwards.
And I think it scared a lot of people. And when we see that piece and the impacts to the other communities, we start to recognize that could be us or somebody that we know, a loved one, a friend, a family. So I think people are taking those additional steps now and being proactive and being prepared, and that's what we recommend.
So if you don't have a plan and a bag of essentials ready to go just in case, now's a good time to put it together. Your emergency kit should have a few basics. First up, water and food. Think about packing 6 to 12 water bottles per person, and non-perishables like granola bars and dried fruit. Don't forget food for your pets, in case you're stuck on the road for a while. You should also make sure you have your cell phone and the charger that goes with it, along with an extra supply of any medications and toiletries you need. It's also a good idea to grab a blanket, a flashlight, and some emergency cash.
It's all packed in a knapsack, sitting basically right by the front door. So if something happened, if we got the word that we had to bug out pretty quick, that we just grab that and away we go.
Put your important documents together ahead of time too, like insurance and ID. Whether you make hard copies, put them in an online file, or even on a flash drive. And experts say you should make a plan with your family before an emergency happens.
And what do you need for 1 day, 2 days, 5 days? And I think that's where you have to start thinking ahead. And what we have is people think that it's never going to happen to them. And that's probably the biggest detriment we see, is that having that mindset has to change so that we actually are prepared.
The full kit of emergency essentials will look a bit different for everybody. But before you have to get out on short notice, it's a good time to ask yourself, would you be ready? Madeline Smith, CBC News, Edmonton.